All is well, students. Welcome to science class once again. Today we are going to start second part of chapter 7, conservation of plants and animals. In this chapter, in previous session we discussed about what is the reason behind conservation, why it is required, and also we discussed what is the basic reason for the deforestation and vegetation. Today we will discuss how we can save forest and how they are important to us. So let us discuss the ways of conservation. There are different things which are done by government to protect the forest, but I'm sure only alone government cannot do. Government and public together make some changes. Government has given different acts and laws are made to protect wildlife. For example, like that Forest Conservation Act 1927, and another is Forest Protection Act in 1972. Both these acts were made to protect wildlife. Government has made many protected areas for the protection of wildlife. That areas are known as National Park, Wildlife Sanctuary, and Biosphere Reserve. These are the protected areas made for the conservation of wildlife, all the flora and fauna in the place. Now, can you say what is the meaning of flora? All the plants present in particular area are known as flora, and all the animals present in that particular area are considered as fauna. These are the terms used for the plants and animal in any particular area.
Let us discuss about different protected areas.
National Park, an area in which it is strictly reserved for the protection of wildlife. In this area, hunting and human activities are prohibited. It is having main role to protect flora, fauna and landscape, that is environment. It also maintain the
natural environment. Also, it is used for the purpose of public recreation and enjoyment. It is important for its historical or scientific interest. Let us discuss about the another protected area, that is wildlife sanctuary. A wildlife sanctuary is an area where animals' habitat and their surroundings are protected from any sort of disturbance. The capturing, killing and poaching of animals is strictly prohibited in these regions. They aim at providing a comfortable living to the animals. India has beautiful wildlife sanctuary with dense forest, large rivers, high and beautiful mountains. Some of the examples are Chilka Lake Bird Sanctuary, Govind Wildlife Sanctuary, Periyar Wildlife Sanctuary, etc. Tourism is permitted in the wildlife sanctuary. People are not allowed unescorted there. The main objective of establishing a wildlife sanctuary is to educate humans as to how to treat the animals. The animals are taken care of and allowed to live peacefully in their natural habitat. Another protected area is Biosphere Reserve. A Biosphere Reserve consists of 3 zones: core, buffer and transition. To carry out the complementary activities of biodiversity, conservation and sustainable use of natural resources, biosphere reserves are traditionally organized into 3 interrelated zones known as the core area, the buffer zone, and the transition zone area of cooperation. In core zone, no human activity is permitted. Buffer zone, it surrounds the core area where a limited access permit to local people for gathering of resources. The major objective of biosphere reserves are to conserve diversity and integrity of plant, animal and microorganisms, and also to promote research on ecological conservation and other environmental aspects, and to provide facility for education, awareness and training, etc.
There are some species which you should know that are endemic species. That organism which is present in particular area on earth. For example, if I say kangaroo, immediately it will come in your mind that they are present in Australia. So that is the way they are adapted to particular type of environment and they are present in particular area and we cannot see them in any other part of the earth. So that type of species are called endemic species. Second, extinct means not a single member of species left on earth. That species is called extinct species. And I'm sure everyone heard about dinosaur, dodo. These are the examples of extinct species. Next, endangered. Species. The species that are at the verge of extinction. The species that are at the verge of extinction can be protected by giving the specific protection and we can maintain the number of that species on earth. So that are considered as endangered species. So you know there is one book which is maintaining all the records of extinct, endangered, rare species. Which is that book? That is Red Data Book. Red Data Book is maintained by IUCN. IUCN, the International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. In this, all the species are mentioned and reason why they got extinct and what is the condition of endangered species, what is required to protect them and to bring them in normal number.
Red Data Book is a source book that maintains an international list of all endangered animals and plants species. This book is maintained by IUCN, International Union for Conservation of Nature and Natural Resources. It helps us in providing complete information for research, study, and also for monitoring the program on rare and endangered species and their habitat. This book is mainly created to identify and protect those species which are on the verge of extinction. With this, explanation part of the chapter is completed. Very soon, question answers of the chapter will be shared with you. Till then, take care. Have a nice day ahead.